Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today, we're going to talk about Spectacular Spider-Man issues 220 to 221 and Amazing Spider-Man issue 398. It's the Web of Death story arc. This story is written by Tom DeFalco and J.M. DeMatteis, and they do a fantastic job. It's a great arc. Now, there's a couple creative decisions that they take in this story that don't work for me that we're going to get into, but I really love how they build up Dr. Octopus's character in this story. So, in the first part of the story that we covered, we discovered that Spider-Man has been poisoned, he's dying, and that in general, Dr. Octopus has had a change of heart and how he views things in life, and he wants to change things. We discovered that he actually admires Spider-Man and that he does see himself within Peter Parker. That they are two sides to the same coin, in that if he would have taken the correct decisions in his life, he would have been a hero himself. In many ways, this is going to mirror further down the line what happens with the Superior Spider-Man story arc during the Dan Slott era, which I really loved. Because at the same time, we have all these positive views of Doc Ock, of Spider-Man. He does have this immense ego and envy of Spidey at the same time. We have this profound contradiction. So while Doc Ock is trying to patch up Spider-Man, like during this whole story, you're not sure if he's trying to set him up for something else that's going to be really terrible. So he's trying to heal Spidey. He concocts a antidote. He injects it into his system. Peter Parker awakes and he totally freaks out. Like he's in Doc Ock's lab. He's able to escape. But the thing is that Peter ends up passing out. He's captured again by Doc Ock. He actually puts back his costume on, the Spider-Man costume, and just liberates him. Spidey reawakens on this roof. He doesn't know if the whole ordeal that he went through was a dream or not. And what we discovered from Doc Ock is that, because during this whole story, has a companion. Her name is Stunner. And Stunner really admires everything that Doc Ock does. Like, she's completely in love with him. She's like, wow, what a big-hearted guy you are. You saved the life of your greatest enemy. And Doc Ock is like, yeah, the serum that I made, it's going to work for 24 hours and that's it. He's going to die after that. So he's taking all this very poorly. He's like, I failed. I don't know what to do. While all this is going down, Peter Parker is back at home with Mary Jane, and he gets the news that he's going to be a father. Now, this is one of the greatest Marvel editorial mistakes. Like, okay, you set up Spidey to be a dad. Make him be a dad. That would have been super cool. But obviously, further down the line, I think Mary Jane's going to miscarriage. And it would have been super cool to see Spider-Man in that new role. But obviously, not only he's not going to have a kid later on, we're going to have one more day that I don't want to get started on that. You know, there are a lot of story elements with Spider-Man that repeat a lot over the years, like Spidey having a hard time keeping a job, paying for rent, that he's a terrible friend because obviously he prioritizes being a superhero, and this also hurts his sentimental relationships too. But I do have to say, like, after Dan Slott's run, which wasn't perfect, I liked it a lot, but it had some bad moments to it too. The more modern runs have been terrible. Like, we have had a regression with Spider-Man as a character. Like, seeing these stories from the 90s, and they're from the 90s. Like, we're starting the clone era, like, not the best era for Spider-Man. The character is still growing and progressing in interesting ways. It's like Marvel doesn't know how to deal with the fact that Spider-Man doesn't age, and the sliding timeline, it just sort of really kills the character. And that's been one of the main reasons that I haven't read Spider-Man, the newer stuff, for a pretty long while now. So what happens is we have Peter Parker and Mary Jane. They go out and celebrate over the news of the baby. We see Mary Jane drinking champagne, which a pregnant woman should not do. When Doc Ock sends someone in to call out Peter Parker, those situations is actually pretty well written. It's very like eerie when Peter realizes that Doc Ock is sending this total stranger to ask him to go outside. So we have a totally hostile Peter Parker confronting Doc Ock. We get a brief little scuffle, but Doc Ock is like, look, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to tell you you're on your last legs. You're probably going to die if I don't help you. I have to rework this antidote so we can cure you, but you might die in the process. And honestly, Peter has trust issues with Doc Ock. Like, he doesn't know what's his deal. So Spider-Man takes it and he dies. Like, he's stiff on the floor. We have his soul going up to heaven. He sees the souls of all of his loved ones. And the thing is that I've seen Spider-Man die more than a dozen times. This is like maybe the third or fourth time that he sees his loved ones on his way up to the light. The thing is that Doc Ock is able to reanimate him through electric shock. He comes back to life. We get a pretty cool fake out where you think Doc Ock tells Spidey, look, you're back on your own 2 feet. Now we're going to have our ultimate battle. And Spidey's like ready to go when the police arrive. And he tells Spider-Man, look, I just called the cops and I'm giving myself up into custody. I'm going to pay for my crimes. Look, Spidey, I'm being a good guy. I'm doing something responsible. It's super cool to see Doc Ock seeking validation from Peter Parker. He's like, finally, I'm going to be responsible. And Peter Parker is completely dumbfounded by the situation, but he goes back to Mary Jane with gifts. He's super happy he's going to be a dad. Now, while Doc Ock is being taken to prison, out of nowhere, we have Kane. He was like stalking Peter and Doc Ock during the story. Like, he was doing this in this story arc and in the Web of Life story arc, doing that to Scarlet Spider-Man too. And now, again, like, Kane is this clone of Spider-Man that came out really bad. He's very broken. I don't understand his motivation yet. Like, I don't remember all of the Clone Saga, if that's ever revealed. But the thing is, the guy has a chip on his shoulder. And he goes in and straight up kills Doc Ock. It's a pretty shocking and sad moment in this story. The execution was terrible. Like, they should have built this up a little bit better because it felt cheap. You do feel bad for the guy. Again, he was like trying to take a new lease on life. He had like this new perspective on things. And he gets mercilessly killed. And you have Stunner having Doc Ock dead in her arms. And you have a panel in the top left corner that contrasts where Peter Parker's happy with Mary Jane that they're going to have a baby. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.